pressure on him. Throws it up for Ayton. Shot blocked by Antetokounmpo. What a block from Giannis.
17 seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan, open. Chicago with the lead.
Minute remaining. And they're putting Curry in the pick and roll, trying to get him on Irving. Irving and Curry, one-on-one. Irving puts it up. It's good. Kyrie Irving from downtown.
We're sending it in, Jerome. That's for damn sure.
Yes. What is
I was going to
up?
say, what is going on here? I need some yeses.
Did Nevada win at the buzzer? I think they just fucking did. Yeah, they did. What an incredible shot. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. Colorado State fights all the way back, ties the game, and Nevada wins on a half-court buzzer beater from Jared Lucas.
Gotta love it.
Incredible stuff. Terrible game by Colorado State. That might have been the worst performance I've ever seen out of a team. Anyways, welcome to Taproom Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Jordan. Stacks on stacks on stacks. Joined as always with my guys, Mr. Big Ball and Ben Larson.
Yes, sir.
And Irving Washington. How we doing tonight, fellas?
Yo, doing good.
I just figured out why I couldn't chat in on Twitch, so I'm good too. It helps if you spell your fucking email right.
Oh, yes. You got to do that,
Yeah.
Ben.
Yeah, because there's totally a .com, but
Most people know their email addresses, I guess.
yeah,
I guess for some of us, it's a...
I was probably drunk when I wrote it in. Let's be real.
Damn, San Diego State was a 21-point favorite. It's only a 5-point game.
Yeah, against dog shit San Jose State, too.
Crazy.
Crazy night of college hoops, man. Crazy fucking night. BYU wins at Fog Allen. Unbelievable. But we're here to talk Major League Baseball. The season is upon us. Spring training is here. We're about a week into spring training. We got a few weeks left of spring training until we head into the regular season. So we're going to start our preview and picks. MLB divisions. We go Central, West, East. We start with, and we do AL and NL. So this week we're going to start with the Central divisions. We're going to get those out of the way. Next week we'll do West, and then we'll do East, and then we'll do our awards pick show, talking Cy Young, MVP, etc., which we'll probably go through, as we talk about some of these teams and the players on the teams. We'll probably talk about some of them. Before we get into it, we are being brought to you by the Sharps app, SHARPZ app. Download it. Use promo code JORD517. It's free to download, free to track your bets. Become a better. Use Sharps app. Got to get that out of the way. With that being said, should we hop right into it? Do you guys want to talk any news? We still have Blake Snell available. Cody Bellinger finally signed. We didn't have a show on Sunday, so what was that, Irv?
Jordan Montgomery's still available too.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Both of them are still available. I think with both of them, it's going to come down to the last week, dude. I honestly, I was talking to someone on Saturday at Tom Celebration, another big baseball fan, and I was saying, I think most teams that need starting pitching, a la the Orioles, for example, the Giants, or I don't think the Giants necessarily need it, but I think they could definitely use a starter. I think they're kind of waiting to see if they can trade for a controllable arm before they go and make a signing like that. So I think that's what it's really going to come down to, at least as far as, Montgomery and Snell getting the numbers they wanted. There was a report that came out today saying that the Yankees offered Blake Snell a 6-year, $188 million deal, and he turned it down. So that's
6 years. Wow.
Yeah, 6 years. And that's what, $22 million a year about?
6-year 188,
Yeah,
30,
30 million. So I mean, the fact that he's turning that down, I mean,
31.3. Yeah.
what's that? What's that
Mm.
say he's going after? You know what I mean? 'Cause
Boris said he wants a 9-year deal, right? 200 plus million.
there's no team on earth giving Blake Snell a 9-year deal at 31 years old.
Yeah, that's nuts.
That's crazy.
That's what they counteroffered the Yankees with.
Jesus Christ, that's not gonna happen. So we do have some players available. Brandon Crawford signed today with the Cardinals, or was that last night, Ben?
That was last night.
Last night you signed. So the Cardinals officially, well, I think they had the oldest roster before, but now they definitely have the oldest roster.
I fucking laughed my ass off when we saw the comment that the signing of Brandon Crawford actually lowered the average age
On the team?
of that roster. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
They are the favorites to win the NL Central, which is a division we're going to start with first. Pretty much everywhere they're basically $1.75, $1.45, $1.40, depending on the book. But they are the favorite, followed by the Cubs at basically $2. One book actually does have the Cubs as a favorite. That's $1.40. I think that's Caesars. Is that Caesars, Ben?
It is.
I think it's Caesars. And then they have the Reds at 4-1. And then, I mean, dude, some of these books are way off on numbers. Like one book has the Brewers at $3.50, and then another book has it at $8.50.
Damn.
And then they got the Pirates at 2,500, 1,600, 1,800. So Pirates, the long shot. So let's talk about this division. We're going to start with the Brewers because I actually think the Brewers are the worst team in this division this year. I know based on the division odds, it doesn't say that, which tells you that I'm not going to be betting on the Brewers. But the Brewers win total right now is 77.5. You can find some 76.5s out there juiced. I think that's way too fucking high, dude. What the fuck?
Well, 77. I mean, you're saying that they're going to be dropping 15 games from last year?
Yeah, but I mean, like, dude, that team
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
But you have a lot of young talent coming up from, for this Brewers team. And I know like Yelich is getting older.
But you're also
Had a bounce back year though, low key.
You're not getting Woodruff, right?
It's a bounce back year for that. Yeah.
You lost Corbin Burns.
Yeah, that's huge.
Sucks.
But I don't think that drops them 15 games. You've got Peralta still as your number 1. You've got Miley as your number 2. Then you have, DJ Hall is going to be their number 5. It looks like
DL Hall.
That's DL Hall. Excuse me.
If that dude's your number 5, dude, you suck.
As a number 5, that's not bad. As long as you're not playing him as number 3, then you're good.
Bro, he was a bullpen arm for the Orioles.
Well, you gotta remember, Ben, we have a resident Orioles fan now, so
yeah,
it was all about DL Hall.
Yeah, he's fine as a number 5.
I think DL Hall has stuff, but like he lacks control, and that's a big you can't just walk every batter, dude. That's his problem. Like he walks too many batters, and the thing is like the Orioles have one of the best pitching performance centers. If you see like all the relievers that they sign, they sign these guys randomly off the streets, and they end up being legit relievers. Like they signed Webb last year, who got cut by the Angels, and then dude had a 2.5 ERA for the fucking Orioles the rest of the season. So,
yeah, but isn't this a very pitcher friendly park in Milwaukee? I
mean, I wouldn't really say it's
I
wouldn't necessarily say it's pitcher friendly, but I wouldn't say it's hitter friendly either. It's a indoor controlled stadium, and they have a roof.
Yeah,
and I know they can open it.
I would lean it being a pitcher stadium.
Yeah,
well, they don't have any bats, but I do like the addition of Joey Ortiz. I like Joey Ortiz. I thought he was a nice player, but obviously the Orioles had an influx of infielders, so they had to fucking move on from one. But I mean, ultimately, Ben, you're right in the sense of 77.5 games is 15 less than last year. But I thought the team overperformed last year. First of all, I didn't think that team was that good.
I don't think they really overperformed either. But
we all knew they had
they
good
were
pitching staff.
Yeah, and they're definitely going to lose a lot with.
But the thing
you
is,
know,
like, their
with
pitching
this
staff
year,
wasn't
but-
even didn't even carry them last year. Like, they had like they went on that crazy fucking hot streak where they won like 16 of like 20 games, dude, and they just like were raking the
they
ball.
offense was pretty hot, but
Yeah, like Willie Adames was hitting like 400 in like of the month of July, dude. It's like, is that ever gonna happen again? I don't think so, but you know, we'll see. And then I also think like we could very well see this team become sellers at the deadline. Like, we could see a Willie Adames get traded. We could see William Contreras get traded. I don't think Yelich is gonna get traded because he's under contract for a while, but I do think that we are gonna see, or we could very well see, a lot of these guys get traded. Bryce Terang had a really nice year last year as a rookie.
Yeah, so they got a lot of young guys, which I think is what
Devin
is
Williams
going
might
to
get
push
traded
this.
too.
Oh yeah, Devin Williams could get traded as well. Like, that's the thing with teams like this that are underperforming come the trade deadline. I think we could see a lot of their older guys get traded, and yes, the Brewers do have a nice core of young players. Jackson Chourio should be a really fine player. Torino could be better. We'll see how he does the rest of the year. But I mean, like, Ben, you look at their starting rotation, and it's just like, are they going to be able to get through a whole season? First of all, Freddie Peralta is like often injured, right?
Yeah.
And then you got Wade Miley, Jakob Yunis. I mean, dude, you're very familiar with Jakob Yunis.
I mean, I think Wiley is Wiley Miley is going to be a decent starter there. Again, they need someone in that number 2 spot, if not the number 1 spot, to take some pressure off of Freddie. But I don't think they're that far away. And I think if you add that one pitcher, that changes everything. This could be one of the places that you see, a team come up and maybe not get Montgomery or Snell, but they come in and get one of these other guys who can come in and sit in that number 2 position and push Miley down to 3, push Eunice down to 4, and then you have either Ray, Gasser, or Hall as your number 5, and the other 2 just are your middle relief that just eat innings.
Well, the Brewers aren't going to sign anyone because they're one of the teams dealing with the Bally fallout. So So they're definitely out on a free agent like that. They're gonna have to.
Yeah, but if you sign a number 2, though, it's not.
I mean, who you signing as a number 2 right now?
I don't know.
There ain't nobody out there.
I'm pretty sure Jordan Montgomery is going to command a pretty big salary.
Yeah, so same with Blake Snell. So I mean, their roster is pretty much set. They're the only I could see maybe they make like a trade or 2 for something small, but they're not gonna take on any salary, dude. That's not gonna happen. I don't see it happening. But like a lot of it's gonna basically their whole season outlook, in my opinion, comes down to how these young guys perform.
Oh, 100%. And they've got they got 3 big ones that they've really got to look into.
Yeah.
Well, actually 4 with Hoskins.
And they lost their manager, so
Yeah, and they lost Craig Counsell. That's another big loss, dude.
Who came in for them?
Who
I
is
think
the
they hired
manager?
within, right? They promoted from within.
Yeah, I forget who they fucking promoted, dude. Let me see. Why doesn't it say the fucking manager right here? Pat Murphy.
Hmm.
He was the intern.
Well, he knows the team, knows the squad. He should be decent. I don't know if that's not a replacement for Craig Counsell, who's regarded as one of the best managers. So we'll see how it works out for him. But like you said, they're gonna be dependent on a lot of young talent. So either their young talent gonna come through right away, and they could be, flirting with being competitive like the Reds was until that young talent came back down to earth, or it's gonna be a long season for them.
I mean, I definitely think it's going to be a long season, but 15 games to drop from last year.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna drop 15 games.
I
I
do.
don't
said
think they're going to
over-under.
win this division, but I don't think they're gonna drop
77 and a
15.
half.
77.5.
Well,
That's basically a 500 team. Yeah, I think they're gonna be better. But
because I also think the Reds are gonna get better, right?
Yeah.
The Pirates are getting better.
Pirates
but
are
you
a
don't
big
play as
question
many-
mark for me.
But you don't play as many division games as you used to, too, though. So
You don't, but I mean, like, you still, like, if your division rival, if your division gets better, you get worse. Right? Not everyone's gonna be 70. Not everyone's gonna win 80 games in the division. That just can't happen.
that's true.
Yeah.
So you see do you see the Pirates or maybe the Reds is jumping them? Do you see the Pirates jumping them?
I think the Pirates can,
No, Pirates got
Yeah.
injuries.
but I mean the Brewers got a lot of. They got one of the most injury prone teams in there is. Who do the Pirates have that injured?
Well, you got a huge question mark on O'Neal Cruz, how he's going to come back.
But I mean, you could say the same thing with
Pitch.
a lot of things with the Brewers, like Rhys Hoskins, dude. He didn't play at all last year.
Yeah, you've got
I think. Well, let's move over to the Pirates.
Okay.
We'll circle back. So the Pirates win total 75.5. Some 74.5's juiced as well. So not market's saying that they're pretty close to the Brewers. However, the Pirates are like plus 1,600 to win the division, whereas the Brewers are like plus 550. It makes no sense. They're 2 games off, but fucking whatever. But Ben, I'm glad you brought up O'Neal Cruz because that's a big reason why I think the Pirates are going to bounce back. Because I mean, what are the odds that he's going to be hurt all season again? I think that's pretty rare, and he's too good of a player. We saw the flashes where he's
do
just.
we know when he's coming back?
Yeah, he's going to start the season.
Is he starting the season? Okay.
Yeah.
I like Tamar Jones. I just don't think he's going to be back yet. Or not, excuse me, not back yet, but if he's going to be getting any time in the bigs.
I think he's going to get called up at some point, but I still like what they're going out there with on opening day. Their projected lineup: O'Neal Cruz, Brian Reynolds is a very nice player, Cabrian Hayes, 2-time Gold Glove winner, great player, Jack Sawinski, raw power. Henry Davis looked really good last year in his rookie year. And then you sprinkle in some, veterans like Andrew McCutchen, Rowdy Tellez. I think
McCutchen isn't there anymore. Correct?
No, I think he resigned.
he
came
resigned.
back.
Yeah,
Did he?
yeah,
He did a 1-year deal.
yeah. He's on a 1-year contract. But I think this is a decent roster, dude. And then they also signed Yasmani Grandal to back up. Connor Joe was a fine backup last year.
I think the same issue here though is going to be their pitching. You've got Keller and Perez is
Well, Mitch Keller
And I think
got hurt.
Keller had a meltdown second half of the season, right?
Yeah. He was really good in the second half, and I think a big part of it was like he had never pitched that many innings before. So I definitely think we're gonna get bounce back from him. I like the addition of Marco Gonzalez. Marco Gonzalez isn't the guy that's gonna go out there and just like light up the fucking radar gun or anything, but he's gonna get innings, dude. He's gonna eat a lot of fucking innings. He's gonna keep your team in ball games, which I think they lacked a lot of last year. I also like Ronzi Contreras. He just really has to stay consistent, but he has the stuff. We showed it last year in multiple starts. So I think that's huge. I think getting our Lotus Chapman in the bullpen is nice. David Bednar, one of the best closers in baseball that nobody knows about. So honestly, I think this team is better than most people give them credit for. And on top of that, Paul Skeens is gonna pitch in this rotation this year.
I agree.
Paul Skeens is not going to pitch in this rotation if they're in the playoff hunt, is my guess.
He is definitely pitching in this rotation this year, bro. He's hella good, bro. He's hella good.
I don't disagree with that. He's a hell of a pitcher, but I think
You think he makes the roster out of training camp or no?
I don't think he makes a roster at training camp, but
He's too
I think
young.
he gets called up like in June.
I think he needs another full season.
Nah, no way, dude.
Yeah.
He lit up. Dude, he made it to Double A last year. Nobody could hit
Yeah.
him.
And he's fucking young.
He's not
What is
though.
the worst
He
thing that can
Ben-
happen to him is he comes up
Ben,
and he
he's
gets
22
fucking
years
lit the
old.
fuck up. Yeah, but he's
Well, we called up
doesn't
Uris
have-
at like 16, man. I think he can do it. His
Yeah.
stuff is that damn good.
Yeah, but again,
yeah, bro, he's
the
gassing
second
103,
he gets
Ben.
lit the fuck up though.
Bro, everybody gets lit up at some point, dude.
Yeah, that's where that
but
confidence kicks in.
yeah, but
My boy Bobby Miller got lit up plenty of times.
I think it's different if you're, dude. This is a 4-year college starter, a guy that won a college World
He's
Series.
not a young kid.
Yeah, he's not a young kid, dude. If he was like 18 years old, I get it. Like you don't want to like get his confidence like super rattled, but this guy, he's been through it, dude. He's done it. He's ready, bro. He's literally out there in spring training, fucking 6 strikeouts in a row and shit, bro. Like, what are we doing, dude? Like this kid's ready to fucking pitch.
yeah, against non-starters. But
Nah, he's ready to pitch, bro.
I worry about these guys who have just been drafted, who yes are good, who have played in college ball, but there is a huge difference between college ball and the fucking pros.
There is, but there's also a big difference from a 20-year-old and a 22-year-old. Like, we see it time and time again where these 22-year-olds get drafted and they barely spend any time in the minors and then they go up. Like Adley Rutschman, for example. Bro was a 4-year
different-
college starter.
Different when you're a pitcher versus a batter.
So, do you think Hunter Green is gonna like suck forever? You think he's trash?
No, I think he.
But he
needs
got lit
time.
up, hella times.
Yeah, and he needs time.
How much more time does he need? I mean, he looked really good at the end of last year.
Yeah, but he looked horrible at the beginning of the year when he first started.
Yeah, but you're telling me that Paul Skeens shouldn't get called up because if he gets lit up, he's gonna ruin his confidence.
There's the possibility of that, absolutely. Hunter Green also was dealing with injury.
But I mean, Hunter Green got lit up for like 2 years in the majors, Ben. Not
Yeah,
just one.
and it took him what 2.5 years then to get him into pitching really well, and I don't think you risk that with Skeens.
Dude, Skeens is 22, bro. You're expecting him to start as a 25-year-old? That's when you want to call him up?
No, I am telling you. Am I telling you to wait 3 years?
I mean,
The
I
fuck?
don't know.
How did you get that?
Well, I mean, dude, when you,
I just said give him one more year.
another.
that's-
What if he's
That puts him at 25. Damn, he's fucking Mr. Oldie over here.
Ben-
He's got one of those opposite
yeah? But,
syndromes of.
but what if he's like storming
You give
through?
him a fucking year in the
I
minor
think
leagues.
the big difference between Hunter and Skeens has legit like 4 pitches. I think Hunter only came in throwing 2,
Yeah, he only threw a fucking
Slider and
fastball and slider.
a fastball and a slider.
Who on this pitching staff is going to take him under his wing and step up for the kid if he doesn't do well?
Well,
Mitch,
They don't have anyone.
yeah, they do.
That's
Martin
old.
Perez and Marco Gonzalez are both seasoned veterans, dude. They've been through it all. They've seen it all. Martin Perez just won a fucking World Series last year. So, I mean, these guys have seen it, bro. Like that's the whole reason why they have. And then you also have guys in there like Andrew McCutchen, dude. Like, I know he's not a pitcher, but that's a fucking leader, bro. That's someone that he's won an MVP before. Like, he's seen it all. Those dudes are invaluable to young teams like this. Like, this team reminds me a lot of the Orioles and the Diamondbacks a couple years ago. Like, they got a lot of good young players, dude. And
I don't disagree with you on that.
and I think last year, the Pirates were in first place when O'Neal Cruz got hurt. And then the season kind of fucking spun out of control because you're missing a key cog, and then they also had other injuries and stuff. But I think if this team stays healthy, and they're definitely calling up Paul Skeens, dude. I don't care what Ben says. He's definitely pitching in a Pirates uniform at some point this year. I think that this team can definitely make a run for the division, dude. Like, it wouldn't shock me if they won the division at all. I think they have that much talent. Now, do the stars need to align? Absolutely. But it can't happen. I mean, the Reds almost fucking won the division last year. Nobody saw that coming.
Yep.
What do you think, Irv?
They got the talent. I'm not opposed to Skeens being called up sometime this year because he's that damn good. The only thing is that one, is that talent gonna stay healthy? Two, this pitching staff is better on paper, but is that gonna result in more wins? Now they got the bullpen. They just need starters to get them to maybe the sixth, seventh inning. Honestly, keep them
Yep.
in games because they got the offense to pretty much hang with pretty much anybody as long as Cruz stays healthy. Because once he went out, that offense was clearly not the same. So I think they definitely gonna be better. I got a couple teams ranked ahead of them, but I wouldn't be surprised if they just show out because they have that much talent, especially with that youth movement that they got going on.
Yep.
And signing veterans, like you said, Grandal, Gonzalez, Perez, bringing back McCutcheon. So I think they could they could definitely be one of the teams that overachieved this year for sure.
What's their over under at?
74.5.
Wow, 2 games less than last year.
Yeah, I definitely think they're 2 games better than last year.
Yeah, I agree. I think they're definitely better than last year. I think just with the addition, getting O'Neal Cruz back is fucking 2 games better.
I agree.
Now is there a
But this
guarantee
team
stays
has to
healthy?
stay healthy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
that's the only
That's the
issue.
big thing. Because I think, yes, they have some older guys here, but I think a big problem that they have is their depth.
Yeah, most young teams are like that, but
Yeah.
I mean, like, you could say that for pretty much anyone. They got to stay healthy, but like the Pirates in their case, because like you lost O'Neal Cruz last year, you lost Brian Reynolds for a period of time. Like they can't afford losing those. They can't afford losing Brian Hayes, O'Neal Cruz, or Brian Reynolds for an
multiple
extended
weeks.
for extended periods
Yeah.
of time. Like those dudes need to play like at least 140 games.
Probably Sawinski and Pereira as well.
Well, Sawinski, like that dude is like home run or bust, dude. Like,
Well, yeah, but defensively, he's
he's nice,
strong.
and at some point, like he's gonna figure out how to like hit too. He's a young guy, a very young guy. So, yeah, I agree.
And he's got speed in the outfield, and that's something that I don't think Hey Bebe has out there.
Yeah, agreed. All right, let's move over to the Reds. The Reds win total is 80.5. There's some 82.5. There's an 83.5 out there. So kind of the market's kind of all over the place on the Reds as to where they'll be. The Reds are an interesting team to me because a lot of times when a team overperforms like they did, a lot of people think there's regression coming. Do you guys see some regression coming for the Reds, or do we think that they're kind of ready to be poised and really start to make a run here?
I mean, this is a young division, and I think every single team has maybe the Cardinals is and maybe the Cubs is the difference here, but have the lower end of the order and their pitching staff is going to be the big question mark.
Yeah.
Offensively, this team is great. Having Candelario, Ellie, you've got Steer, you've got Wins, who's supposed to be Male, who's supposed to be a young guy who's going to be their backup catcher behind Stevenson.
Luke Molly is 33 years old, Ben.
No. Then is it Wins? That's the young kid?
Yeah.
Okay.
You had it right.
Wins supposed to get time. That he's going to be able to take a little bit of time there. Encarnacion Strand is supposed to be
he's
great behind the plate for them, or behind the at bat for them. Like this team's got a lot of possibilities here. It's pitching. Ashcraft, Montas, Abbott, and Lodolo. Is can they go deep into the season and win games?
Montas didn't pitch last year, so definitely see what he has if he bounces back.
Lodolo started the year well, didn't end the year well.
Lodolo, I don't. Is he starting the
Stay healthy,
year
man.
on the? Is he gonna start in? Is he on the IL to start the year, or is he starting?
Let me see.
Because he was hurt for a big chunk of the season last year. He missed like the last 4 months.
He doesn't have an injury designation, so he should be healthy to start the year. He pitched today, 2 innings, no hits, 2 strikeouts.
Yeah, so he'll definitely be up there. I definitely expect him to start the year in the rotation. I mean, pitching is definitely their biggest question mark for sure, especially in that park because the park is such a hitters friendly ballpark, the Great American Small Park. Hunter Green had a good second half of the year, so if he continues that would be huge because he looked like a fucking absolute ace. Andrew Abbott is the most interesting guy to me because that dude had so much luck last year, bro. Like, he had like a .06 ERA with runners in scoring position. Like, that is insane, bro. There was one point in the season where he went like 30 innings straight with runners in position that didn't end up scoring. Like, that's unsustainable, dude. So it would not shock me if this dude came out and was like getting shelled left and right. It also wouldn't shock me if he was like really good. I think signing Nick Martinez was a good signing. Nick Martinez definitely has his flaws. He's better as a reliever than he is a starter, but he is a seasoned guy. He's been there. He's done it. Their bullpen is nice. Alexis Diaz was really good closer last year. I like the addition of Emilio Pagan. He had a bounce back year for the Twins last year. However, the bullpen is still of some concern to me. I do like Fernando Cruz. I think he's really good. I like the addition of Lucas Sims. Sam Mole was also a good trade last year. But I mean, this team they have the makings, dude. Like, this could very well be like Baltimore last year, where Baltimore made a run the year before with a lot of young guys, and then the next year they broke through. I could very well see that happening with this team. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see where this team's at. I honestly, in my opinion, they're the favorites to win. They're my favorites to win this division. So I think at the odds that it's at, I like it. I like the over 80.5 wins. I think this is about an 88 to 90 win team. And they have depth. So I think they can navigate injuries. Because you have guys like Novella Marte, Ellie De La Cruz that can play multiple positions. Spencer Steer can play like basically every fucking position there is. TJ Friedel, every position in the outfield. Matt McClain, they got a lot of guys that can play everywhere.
Jonathan India is sitting on the bench right now too.
Yep, in India, I think India ends up getting traded at some point.
Yeah,
I'm honestly surprised he hasn't been traded yet, but I do think that this team has a ton of depth. I like this team to win the division, to be honest.
I think them over 80.5 is I think they're better than a 500 team.
Yeah.
Easy.
I think by far this is not. I wouldn't say by far, but I definitely think they're the best team in the division. I know the Cardinals, like, on paper we say that fucking a lot. Like, their lineup is probably the best, but man, that team was
that pitching. A lot of those AARP guys.
Yeah, all those old dudes, bro. Fucking concerns me.
Yep, end of the year. It's gonna be an interesting.
And then the Cubs, I think we got like I don't think Justin Steele replicates what he did last year for the Cubs, which we'll talk about shortly.
Yeah, if he does, then they could be a problem.
I also don't think Bellinger will be as good as he was last year.
He changed his swing. Maybe he stays at that level.
Yeah, if he was trash to end the year. He had like 1 RBI in September.
I wouldn't say he was trash. He just wasn't good as he was to begin the year, but he wasn't hitting like 360, 370 to start the year for like the first couple of months.
Yeah, and but he barely finished over. I think he finished at 300 because he was so bad the last month, dude. I'm gonna look it up right now. I'm gonna find out.
Yeah, with Bellinger, you're gonna get the highs of the highs and the lows of the lows. He just got to find a way to. He evened it out last year though. He wasn't. It wasn't like that MVP year where
Well,
people was
he
calling
started.
him.
He stopped swinging for the fences all the time. That was the biggest thing. But then he pitchers found a hole in his swing again at the end of the year.
Yeah.
What do you think about the Reds, Ben?
I think they're an over team. I think they are going to need pitching at the deadline or throughout the year. But I think, like you said, what is it? The Great America Small Park.
Great American
It
Small Park.
It really is an advantage to the offensive firepower that is the Reds. And
That
I think
team
they're
puts
going to
up
take
a
advantage
run.
of that to
Yeah, they
push
put up
them
a
over.
lot of runs.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So I like the over on the Reds. I think that's one of my best bets of this division is the over 80.5. They're better than a 500 team.
Yeah, I agree. All right, let's move over to the Chicago Cubs, whose win total is 83.5, 84.5, 85.5. There's again, the market is all over the place depending on the book on this team. You can get 85.5 at MGM if you like the under. You can get 83.5 at FanDuel if you like the over. So market's kind of everywhere at the Cubs here. Cubs had a really good season last year. They barely missed out on the playoffs. Kind of folded down the end of the season. What do you guys think about the Cubbies?
Well, they lost Marcus Stroman. That could be an addition by subtraction.
He missed the
his
second half of the year though.
Yeah, he didn't have. He wasn't there the second half. Well, they got a real good pitching rotation. They do need a couple guys in that lineup to be more consistent. Morel. Do they still got Ian Happ?
Yep.
Yep.
Has to be more consistent.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, he definitely got potential to be really good. Then they brought back Bellinger, so that fills that hole they would have had in that lineup if they didn't bring them back. So they won 88 games last year? Or 80 was it 88 or 87?
Cubs were at 83.
Oh, they're at 80. They won 83 games last
Yeah.
year.
So you're asking them to do the exact same.
Yeah, so I definitely they could replicate what they did last year, if not be better.
See, I think they can replicate, but I mean, I have teams getting better in the division, which is going to take games away from Chicago.
The
Are
Reds,
we-
Mhm.
The Reds, I think the Pirates are over.
Pirates, yeah.
The Brewers, I think are going to kind of stand pat. But I believe the Cubs did work against the Brewers last year. But there's just too many guys on this team that are question marks to me. Are they going to come out and play strong, or are they not? And that's why I can't really put a bet on this over under that if they're going to be better than they were last year or not. Hap's got to stand up. Horner's got to stand up. Can Dansby Swanson have another outstanding year? Can Madrigal have a good year? Can the pitching is my big question mark. Talion, what's he gonna do? Hendricks is only a year older. I mean, he's not that old, but he's what, 5th or 6th year now?
Nah, more than that. He's definitely old.
How long is that arm gonna hold up? That's my question.
Yeah, he's
34, so yeah, he's old.
he throws like 82 miles an hour too, dude.
Yeah.
He's I'm good off Kyle Hendricks. That's the biggest thing to me though is the starting rotation, because like I said, Justin Steele was like phenomenal last year, but like he also doesn't have like a ton of swing and miss stuff. So like I definitely expect some regression this year from him. Jameson Taillon, obviously not a great pitcher. Shota Imanaga, I think, was a good signing. However, he's a fly ball pitcher, and we know the wind blows out a lot in Wrigley. When the wind's blowing out, fucking routine fly balls go out of the fucking stadium. So I think that could be a major concern going forward, especially playing in parks like the Great American Small Park on the road. Busch Stadium in the summer also fucking plays more to home runs. So I do think him being a fly ball pitcher is of concern. However, I do think that the Cubs bullpen, probably the best bullpen in this division. Adbert Alzolay as a closer. They signed Hector Neris, who was great for Houston the last couple of years. Julian Merriweather was good for them last year. Mark Leiter Jr. had a lot of good innings for them last year. So I do think that they are kind of deep in their bullpen, and they probably can add a pitcher at some point. Now, we're talking about a team that needs to add pitching. I mean, why is this team not calling Blake Snell or Jordan Montgomery, dude? Like, this team needs a starter. Like, there's no way you can go into the season with Justin Steele, Jameson Taillon, Shota, Kyle Hendricks, and Jordan Wicks. I mean, bro, what are we doing here?
Hey, that money. Hey, that. Are they not affected by the TV deal? Are they? They got their own network, right?
Yeah, they have WGN.
Yeah.
Yeah, damn. So yeah, I don't know why the Cubs haven't at least tried to put a filler out for Jordan Montgomery or Blake Snell.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
I don't think they can afford it long term though, because they got a lot of younger guys that are going to be looking for bigger contracts coming up.
Yeah, they don't want to run into that same problem they did after they won the World Series.
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing with the World Series, they had a lot of guys get older. Like,
yeah, that's true too. And then your boy quit baseball.
you know, Lester got older, and fucking who was the other pitcher they had who like fucking had an incredible couple of years. He got hella old, and yeah, Zobrist.
Kyle Hendricks started getting hurt too, because he was a dog during those years too.
Yeah, he was, and then he got hurt. Now he's throwing like 82 miles an hour. So this team's really gonna rely on offense, obviously, and the bullpen. So they're gonna need to win like 8-run type games, I think, which I think does not benefit them. I actually would go under on the Cubs here. I just think there's some regression in their rotation coming, and yeah, I'm not a big fan of their starting rotation, dude. I think this team finishes third in this division. Maybe fourth.
Yeah, I'm third or fourth.
I still like them Buccos, dude.
Yeah. Well, I think 3, 4, and 5 is going to be a race. We got mine down here too.
Buccos.
All right, so we know what team Georgia's going to ride or die with this year. The NL so far. Add the Buccos to that list.
Well, I got a hat from every team in that division. I can go grab the Reds hat. I can go grab the Cubs hat.
Oh no, I'm not saying you don't have a hat for every team in the division. I'm just saying that the Buccos is going to be your squad this year. I see.
Well, I picked the Reds to win the division.
Buccos.
But yeah, I'm probably gonna cheer the most for the Pirates, dude. Like, I would love to see the Pirates fucking make the playoffs, dude. I would love it.
Damn, O'Neal Cruz. Imagine if O'Neal Cruz was a Dodger still. Damn.
God, fuck. Then you guys probably don't have fucking Shohei, dude. To be honest.
Yeah, they defer his payment for.
Nah, we
27
still
years.
get Shohei. If we kept Yordan, we probably don't get Shohei because Yordan is a DH.
Yeah.
They
O'Neal
defer
is
the
a
payment for
shortstop
23 years.
or
So.
third baseman.
You're 23 years old. We're gonna defer it 23 years. So
Or
you're
what
getting paid when you're 46.
So what do you think about the Cubs? Are you over or under on their win total?
I can see them easily going over, but like you said, if they don't pick up some more pitching, then that's gonna hurt them because that offense was up and down last year. I know they be at a lot of hitter friendly parks in that division besides the Brewers place, because I would classify the Pirates park as a hitter's park too. So But yeah, if they add another starter, I feel a lot more confident. But right now, I can see them repeating last year. So it depends on what you get. 83, I'm going over 83, but 85, 86, I would probably lean the under if they don't get more performance out of their starting pitching.
Ben, are you on the over or under? You're on the under, right, with Cubs?
I lean under. I think they're one injury away from being a way under team. But I don't think I'll bet this one.
All right. Let's move over to the AARPs, the St. Louis Cardinals. Their win total is at 85.5. Basically the same as the Cubbies. And then they're plus $1.45, plus $1.75, $1.85 to win the division. Obviously, they fell very short of expectations last year. Remember, last year they were like a minus $1.20 to win the division. They were like heavy favorites, and they kind of just never got off on the right foot and never were able to get it back. What's the average age of their team, Ben? Do you have the average age? Or
Is it 34?
nah, it's not 30. It's definitely in the 30s, though. It's not 34 though.
I think it is.
Their rotation is average age is 34. God, they do have a really fucking old team, bro.
I said that because I'm 34 this year, so
Goldschmidt 36, Arenado 33, Contreras
29.8.
29.8, dude. That's an old team.
not including the starters, huh?
Dude, the average starting rotation is definitely like 35, dude. 34.
Average age of the starters is 35.
Yeah, that's
Ooh, gotta love it. AARP.
that's crazy, bro. All right, so what do you guys think of the Cardinals here?
I would say buy low, sell high, because at the end of the day, we don't know what we're gonna get from this pitching staff. You got Miles Mikolas fell off a cliff last year. Who was the other pitcher that was like Cy Young form? He didn't look nowhere near what he's been his talent level last year. Is it Carpenter? No, it's not. Is it Carpenter?
Oh, Carpenter retired.
Yeah.
They
Oh, not Carpenter.
all the other pitchers they had last year are not with the team anymore though. Jack Flaherty, he's gone.
Was it McGreevy?
They have
he pitched like
he had a real good year 2 years ago.
Oh no, okay.
Flaherty.
Yeah, Flaherty.
He's gone.
He's gone.
Damn.
Yeah.
So yeah, well, you brought in Lynn,
Turkey tosser,
boy
Lynn.
from the Orioles.
Gibson.
Yeah, good luck. This line, the hitting is gonna have to carry this team, man. And plus, if they get off to a start like they did last year, it's gonna be all downhill. Because honestly, I don't even see how their manager still got a job.
Yeah, that shit's crazy to me. I also, on top of that, like Matthew Liberatore, he was like a up and coming prospect. He had a really dog shit year last year. Never was like really able to gain confidence. I do like Drew Rom, former Orioles prospect. He was in the trade for Jack Flaherty. He had a few really good starts at the end of the year, but he also had a couple really, really bad ones too. So if he finds some consistency, I think that could be good, because at the end of the year, like I don't see Steven Matz starting every fifth day, and I don't see fucking Miles Mikolas or fucking Lance Lynn, turkey tosser Lance Lynn. Like I just don't see all these guys in the rotation at the end of the year, especially if they're not very good. They got to make a change at some point. So
I just don't think their arms can support the innings that they need, and that's going to be their struggle.
I think the one thing with Kyle Gibson and Lance Lynn is like they don't really get injured, and they haven't really got injured in their careers. Like they're just consistently like 200 inning type guys, but they're not 200 inning good guys. Like they're 200
Yeah,
inning
but you
guys.
know what they say about Father Time.
It is
Always
undefeated.
fucking wins.
But Jamie Moore, your
These
pitch
guys
lead was
rule.
like 47, Ben.
Yeah, but
And like these guys aren't like power pitchers by any stretch of the imagination.
yeah, but they're fucking old.
Yeah, I mean my biggest concern would be Sonny Gray, because he
And Mikolas.
Well, I mean, Sonny Gray, like, he had a really good year last year, but he doesn't pitch like a ton of innings, dude. Like, he only pitches like 5 innings a game.
I mean, I think in the field, this team is good. I mean, Arenado can't be as bad as he was last year, offensively or
hope.
defensively.
But I think Goldschmidt I think he's definitely getting towards the end of his career. He's going to be 37 this year, Ben.
Yeah, but you don't have to do much at first base.
But I'm talking at the plate.
At the plate, yeah. I mean, but he's coming off an MVP 2 years ago.
2 years ago. I mean, he was not that good last year.
Yeah.
And
but I don't see him dropping off. I mean, he obviously can't drop off anymore. Arenado, I think, is going to be better. Wynn's going to be good. Gorman's going to be good. Nootbaar is I'd say above par player. Walker is a good young stud. Like they've got
young talent.
They've got good young talent in the field.
Yeah, but they probably have the worst pitching staff in this division.
Yeah. Agreed. Yeah. And you're telling me that they're gonna win, what is it, 15 more games than last year?
Yeah.
Under. Give me the under.
Yeah, because they had 71 last year. What's their win total right now? 85.5?
85.5.
No way.
This team finished last place last year.
Yeah, give me that under.
Yeah, I don't think this team's going to be that good.
Me neither. Manager probably fired before the All-Star break.
I mean, I think that would be a blessing in disguise for this team, and then they actually might win the division.
Well, and what did he say last year, that they were lazy?
Yeah. He called out one of the
Tyler
players
O'Neill.
by name.
Yeah. Terrible. All right, let's move over to the AL Central.
All right, so who do you have, before we do that, who do you have winning the division?
I like the Reds at plus 430 to win the division. And I would take a long shot with the Pirates.
I don't have the lines for the division. I just have the over-unders. What are our lines for it? What's
the Cardinals are the favorite. You can get them anywhere from $1.40 to $1.75 depending on the book. Cubs are second. You can get them anywhere from $1.40 to plus 210. Reds are third. You can get them anywhere from $3.40 to $4.30. Brewers are third. You can get them anywhere from $3.50 to $8.50. And then Pirates are fifth, and you can get them anywhere from 13 to 1 to 25 to 1, depending on the book.
Oh yeah, I think you go Pirates and Reds.
Yeah. I think the Reds would be like at plus 430. Might hold off on it, hoping they get off to a slow start. But if they get off to a fast start, that number is only going to go down. Pirates at plus 1,800-ish, 1,300. I like the Pirates. I think that number has some value. Because this team was in first place last year before O'Neill Cruz got hurt.
Just worry about the pitching.
Pitching can't be any worse than the Cardinals.
Oh, 100%.
All right, let's move over to the AL Central. Oh, before, who do you got? Let's pick a winner. Pick a winner in this division, the NL Central.
Reds.
We've got the Reds. Ben? Are we all on the Reds?
I think so.
All right. Consensus.
What could go wrong?
I think we all said the same thing last year with the fucking Cardinals. We were like, oh, the Cardinals are going to easily win this fucking division. And that they finished last place.
Shout out to the Reds.
All right. AL Central. I think this is a sneaky good division. The favorites are the Twins. They're minus $1.10 to minus $1.40 depending on the book. The Tigers are second, plus 350 pretty much everywhere. Guardians are third. You can get them plus 300 to plus 400 depending on the book. Royals are fourth. They are plus 850 to plus 1,400. And then the White Sox are fucking dead last. I wouldn't even put money on the White Sox this year.
Plus 4,000.
Yeah, fucking trash ass team.
And they're going to be losing their starting pitcher. So
Yeah, C's probably gone. I'd be shocked if he's there to start the season. But we'll start out with them since they're definitely the worst team in the division. The White Sox win total, third worst in the major leagues, 63 and a half, depending on the book. There is a 64 and a half juiced out there as well to the under. What do you guys think about the great Chicago White Sox?
Fortunately, they just need a complete rebuild and trade off all the talent that they have. Because even with the pieces that they have this year, it's going to be one of the worst teams in baseball. I mean, everybody in this division got better but them.
Yep,
Agreed.
pretty much.
but I don't think you have you get much for your. I mean, I don't even know if you could say stars. Like you definitely
You
don't.
can get a good haul for Lou Bob.
Yeah, except
I
he's
don't
always
think you
hurt.
get as much as you want for Lou Bob.
Yeah, he's hurt too much.
Hmm.
Like, what would
He
you set
is
his
so
over under at for games played this year? Like 120?
Missing 40 games, yeah. a quarter of the season.
Will always miss his time.
I mean, but did they get worse? Yeah. And they're
Yeah,
gonna
they're
be losing
pitching.
their pitcher. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna be
They
losing
lost
another
Grandal
pitcher.
too.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, Michael Kopech took like a monster step back last year.
Mhm.
He actually hasn't looked that great as a starter. They should honestly move him back to the bullpen. But you know who the White Sox did sign? KBO legend Chris Flexen.
Don't bring that
Hey.
name up around me.
He's been doing
Wait, no,
great.
wait. I don't got nothing against Chris Flexen. Flex his ass to the DFA, but didn't they sign Eric Fed?
Yeah, they signed Fetty too. They got 2 KBO legends.
Don't ever bring that name up around me.
Dude, they're gonna go out. Dude, this is a KBO team right here, dude. Let's go. Oh my goodness.
Absolute shitty baseball.
Yeah, this is gonna be a bad team, man.
They're gonna be really bad.
I mean, they do have Eloy and Yohan Moncada and Lou Bob, but
Yeah.
You know who's gonna have a fucking season? Andrew Vaughn. Let's go.
Andrew Vaughn.
Andrew Vaughn. Damn, I think about Major League every time I hear that
I
last
know
name.
every time I hear Vaughn.
You know who
Yeah.
I'm surprised
Mhm.
that we don't see higher on this list of players is Oscar Colas. I mean, again, another young guy, but he had some opportunities last year, and he is predicted to play 6% of the time in right field, and that's it.
Yeah, I mean, this team's gonna be so bad, Ben. At some point, they're just gonna call up guys. But this team does have the worst fucking farm
Starting
system.
pitching.
No, they have the
What's
worst
that?
farm
Oh,
system,
farm system,
in
yeah.
all of baseball too. So like, it's not like they have a ton of fucking studs coming up. That's why I think it's imperative for them to like trade Dylan Cease, shop Lou Bob, shop Eloy. Like, you gotta rebuild your farm system, dude, because this team is just in fucking purgatory, bro.
Yeah.
They went all in.
I'll never forget when that caller called in. That was
Oh.
one of the greatest rants of all time.
That was beautiful. They went all in, dude, 2 years ago to win, and you know they made the playoffs, but fell short of the ultimate goal, and like they have not even gotten near that plateau again, dude.
63.5. That was so low.
Yeah, it's too low. It's unplayable at that number,
But every other team in the division
got better.
Maybe Cleveland didn't, but got better.
I think Cleveland
Cleveland
just with health gets better.
Underperformed. Sorry, what's that?
I think Cleveland just getting healthy is better.
Yeah, I think they just underperformed last year, but 61 and 101 last year. So if every team got better, it would be suspect that Chicago gets worse.
Yep. So let's move over to the Royals, whose win total is 73.5 basically everywhere. So the market pretty even on this one.
I love the over.
This team won 56 games last year, so we're talking 17.5 game increase.
That lineup is going to be better, and it's already good. Bobby Witt is going to establish himself as one of the premier players in his league. And last year, all they had was Cole Reagans as a pitcher. They added some good veteran pitching, so that's going to go a long way, especially in this division where teams struggle to swing the bat. The Guardians.
Guardians aren't going to be struggling as much as they did last year.
Hopefully not,
You
man.
hope.
We said that last year too.
Yeah, I thought the shift rules were gonna benefit them more than anyone because like they don't strike out that much, and they fucking did not help.
But yeah, I love the Royals. They probably gonna be. I'll probably say they're probably gonna be one of the most improved teams this year for sure.
I mean, that's not hard. They only won 56 games last year.
Yeah, that's true. But I'm just saying they gonna sneak up on a lot of people this year for sure.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be the same old since the Kansas City Royals.
I think I still have them third in the division, though. Or sorry, fourth in the division. I think they're going to be a better team than last year. But I think, getting some players back from injury, people taking a step up from a second year is going to be huge for them. But there's a lot of Jordan's favorite group of guys, just Jags on this team.
Not in the lineup.
Yeah.
Nah.
I mean,
I think the pitching staff is like the biggest.
yeah, Singer, Waka, Lyles, Lugo,
Is the big. I think that's the biggest
Renfro.
biggest concern. Nah, because Vinny Pasquantino, he was hurt last year. He comes back.
It's huge for him to come back this year.
Salvador Perez, nice. I agree. Bobby Witt Jr. is going to be one of the best players in in Major League Baseball. I like Michael Massey. I think that dude's nice.
I like that outfielder too. He just got to stop striking out so fucking much.
Which one?
Melendez.
Yeah. MJ Melendez.
He could easily be a 30, 35 home run guy.
Yep. I also like Freddie Fermin. He plays catcher, outfield. He's pretty versatile, as they like to say. And then Nick Prado as well. I know he's not listed in the projected lineup, but he's definitely going to be in there. Nick Prado is a very fine player. He had a good second half of the year last year. Remember, Nick Prado, famous for hitting the walk-off in the Little League World Series.
He's projected to be 30% play 30% of the time at first.
Yeah, he also plays outfield, so
Doesn't he?
he can move around and stuff.
Oh yeah, there we go. Left field, 6%.
I think the biggest concern for this team is not only the starting pitching, but I think the bullpen does not look that good. And remember last year they lost a lot of games because their bullpen sucked. Same thing might happen this year. I could see them being in games and then fucking just blowing a shit ton of games in the 7th, 8th, 9th inning.
Yeah, this is going to be one where they have to score 7-8 runs to win a game.
Yep. And I like I like Cole Ragans. I think Ragans is really nice, or Ragans. Chris Bubik should be back at some point. He had Tommy John last year in April, so he should be back at some point this year, but I don't know, man. Like, I like this team, and I want to play the over, dude, but I just with that bullpen, dude, I see a lot of fucking blown games, bro.
They
17 wins is a
gonna have to
lot.
win a lot of games, 13-9.
Yo,
Yeah. 17 games up from last year is a lot.
yeah.
I know if they could add like just 2 bullpen arms. Whew.
Which is
I think you
doable.
need another starter too, though.
Yeah, I mean, they got inning eaters, and Brady Singer, I mean, I say this every fucking year, dude. At some point, that kid's going to figure it out.
Yeah, he has to.
He's got to. There's times where he looks like unhittable, bro, and then there's times where like it's like, what are you fucking doing, dude? Like,
It's hard to bet
Freaking
on.
tosser.
so, I mean, but like Michael Walker had a pretty good year last year. He's old, though. I don't know if he's going to have that same success. Seth Lugo, not impressed. Jordan Lyles, I mean, that dude was like, couldn't win a game last year. That dude was so fucking terrible. Outside of Cole Raggins, dude, I mean, this starting rotation sucks.
Yep.
The bullpen is
But
just.
was better than what they had last year though.
I mean, that's not saying much.
Yes, it is. They had Zach Greinke last year.
Yeah, but I mean, like Jordan Lyles is still on that team.
Hopefully he's in the bullpen. Well, hopefully he's not on the team, but
They got to get Brady Singer has to take a step forward, bro.
You
yeah.
know, last year he was 8-10 in 29 starts with a 5.52 ERA. 159 innings pitched. Wow. Not many innings pitched. It's an average of 5 innings.
Only can get better. Can't get worse.
Oh, Alec Marsh should be pretty good at some point too.
Mm-hmm.
He should get called up at some point this year. Yeah, I mean, I no play for me on here, but I actually do lean the under.
I'm taking the over.
And a big part of that is because
Over.
I think the 3 teams at the top of this division, I think that they're head and shoulders better than
They
the
are,
Royals.
but the World's got that last place schedule, so hopefully they beat up on all the teams that suck more than them.
We'll see, Irv. We will
Yeah.
see. Let's move over to the Guardians. 78.5 is their win total. Last year they won 76, so we're talking about a 3-game increase this year, and I think just health alone should put them up. They had
Didn't Bo Naylor just get hurt though? No, that wasn't Bo
No.
Naylor. It was the other Naylor.
Josh.
Who just had that big collision in the outfield and fucked his leg up.
Oh damn! Hopefully he good.
Which Naylor was it?
I don't know.
It had to be Josh because Bo was the first baseman, ain't he?
No, but
Not
there's
Josh is
another
the
brother,
first
too.
baseman. Yeah,
Oh, they
there's 3
do got to do a
brothers.
little brother.
Yeah, I think it was him.
They drafted him too. Damn.
No, it
Nah,
might
there's
not-
4. There's 4 total brothers,
No,
dude.
Cleveland's
Oh,
Josh
okay.
Naylor hospital. Oh no, that's 2021.
Okay.
There was a huge collision and he was fucking flopping all over the place.
It wasn't Josh Naylor because that shit would come up and then
Yeah. Huh? Maybe it wasn't Naylor.
yeah, I don't know who it was. But what do you guys think about the Guardians?
If they could hit water, if they fall out of boat, they'll be in the thick of things for this division. But you got to take I'll say you got to put the Twins over them just about a little bit because even though the Twins lost old boy, they still got a great bullpen. And if Royce Lewis stays healthy, when he's healthy, they're a totally different team. So
MVP candidate, dude. Yeah, I think like I still go back to the whole like the shift ban. Like this team should be a lot better. I just think they had a lot of bad luck last year along with injuries. Like this team doesn't strike out. They don't hit a ton of home runs, but they don't strike out. They put the ball in play. So at some point those balls are going to start to find holes, you know what I mean? And I think getting rid of what's his face last year, the dude that went they traded the Dodgers. What was his name? Rosario. Like that dude was a black hole in the middle of the lineup, bro. And I think getting rid of him is fucking huge, dude. And they actually had a pretty good end of the season. They were just so far out of it, they like really didn't have a fucking chance, but they fought, dude. And you're getting healthy this year. You're getting Tristan McKenzie back. You're getting Shane Bieber back. Tanner Bybee was a rookie last year. He looked really good. Logan Allen was a rookie. He looked good. Gavin Williams, he was a rookie. He looked good. So you have a very young pitching staff that's all coming
They
in.
traded Quantrill, huh? Or is he coming back too?
No, I think they did trade him. Let me see.
Yeah, Montreal is not there. Yeah.
Okay.
Let me see. Yeah, I don't know where they fucking traded him to, but yeah, man, I like this team. I definitely think they bounce back. I would take the over. I mean, I think the Guardians, Twins, and Tigers all win over 80 games this year. I truly do. I think this is a really good division, and
Montreal is on the Rockies now.
oh my god, that dude's gonna be
Dang.
serving
That
up
was a
meatballs,
terrible
dude.
run.
He's gonna be serving up
Damn.
meatballs in Coors.
Hey, you went to Stanford.
But I mean, and the Guardians probably hands down have the best bullpen in this division. They do need a bounce back year from Clase. Clase had more blown saves in the first 2 months last year than he did in the entire season prior. James Karinchak also, he really struggled with the pitch clock. I think that kind of comes back into focus a little bit this year as he gets to work through that. This team can't be any worse offensively, bro. And then you also added Kyle Manzardo, who is one of the top Rays prospects in that Savali deal. So hopefully Jose Ramirez can hit some fucking RBIs this year.
Yeah, I'm not betting on that. I'm sure that number's gonna be way fucking low this year, though.
Did he go destroy that shit? Probably.
Yeah, bounce back here. I mean, he's definitely the best player in this division. Him and Royce Lewis. But yeah, I mean, I like this team. I like this team to go over 78.5 wins.
Yeah, I mean, this is gonna be my 81-81 team this year. So I lean the over there. I think where they thrive in pitching, they're going to lack in hitting. And I think this is a very fucking roller coaster of an offensive team. You've got some highs, you've got some lows. And you're going to need somebody to step up to push them over the top. And I don't know who that's going to be. So
Jose Ramirez.
Well, no, I have Ramirez, I have Bo Naylor, I have Mazzardo being probably the top, and then you have fucking.
Well, the big problem last year, Ben, was Josh Naylor was great, but he was hurt so much last year.
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say Bo.
Nah, Bo Naylor's the not good Naylor. Josh Naylor's
offensive. Bo Naylor's good defensively behind the plate.
Yeah, but Josh Naylor's he was their best hitter last year. He's better than Jose Ramirez last year.
Yeah, I just see this being an up and down team, and I mean, they're average when you weigh the pitching and the offense. I think this is an 81-81 team, which does put them at the over. But
what do you think, Irv?
Like you said, they can't hit no worse. They got a damn good pitching staff. I think it's gonna be a 3-team race.
Yep.
It's gonna be the Tigers, the Twins, and the Guardians. If the Guardians could be a middle of the pack offense, they'll easily be the favorite in the division. But are they gonna be that? Probably not, and we can't bet on that. So
they have the
that's
best
why-
manager in the division too.
Yeah, so see him. What's the over under?
78.5.
Yeah, I think they go over that. They definitely gonna be a 500 team. Only way they're not gonna be a 500 team they is have a whole bunch of injuries like they did last year.
Yep.
Can't hit twice in a row though.
Yeah.
I mean it can, but
All right, let's move over to the Tigers. Their win total is anywhere from 79.5 to 81.5, depending on the book. So market varies on them. Last year they won 78 games. Really surprised a lot of teams. Considering that the year before, I mean, they were awful, and then they're still paying Javi Baez $1 million to swing at pitches, fucking 6 feet out of the zone, and somehow they're still here. But what do you guys think about the Detroit Tigers this year?
They could be right there where they were last year. But it could be a little bit better, just depending on how those other guys step up. And I know Schoolball's coming back. I mean not Schoolball, the other what's the other guy that was hurt?
Casey Mize.
Yeah, he's coming back. So hopefully he can put something together. They got talent, like you said, but Javi Baez, man, they trotting him out every day. So that's definitely gonna hold that lineup back.
They have to, bro. They're paying him too much money.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think this team got better.
I do too.
Pitching alone, this team got better. And then you look at their additions with Mark Canha, who's going to be, a great bat add for them. He's slow, but you hope they don't hit the ball into left field. You got Riley Green, who's coming on year 2, and is only going to get better. I don't think Torkelson can have a worse year at the plate, so he's likely going to get better. And then just your pitching taking a step up is really going to push this. So I put this as an over 3 more games than last year. I think shortstop and maybe your closer is the weaknesses here.
Well, all right. As much as I shit on Javi Baez, dude's a great defensive shortstop.
Yeah.
But
offensively though.
Offensively is he can't fucking not swing, dude. Like he just swings at everything. They do have some good infielders coming up in their system though. So I am curious if he's like really struggling, if they do kind of pull the plug and just take the L and call up some of their younger guys. They have a Josh Young's sister, Josh Young's brother in their system, Jace Young, who's a top prospect. He plays second base, shortstop, third base. So I am curious to see how that's going to play out. But I do think that
he's young though, right?
He's 22.
Young.
He's 22.
Okay.
He's 22.
First year in the professional ball last year though, right?
No, it was his second year, I believe. Or I'm sorry, he's 23, Ben. He's 23.
Yeah, I still think last year was his first year in professional baseball. But
I'm not sure, but he had a good year in Double-A last year.
Yeah.
But I am curious to see like how that's gonna play out. But with even that being said, dude, I really like Parker Meadows. I love Riley Green. Like Riley Green is a hell of a fucking ball player.
Mm-hmm.
I do think I'm with you, Ben. I think Spencer Torkelson, there's no way he has a worse year than last year. I also like the addition of Mark Canha. Canha is not an everyday player, but he still rakes lefties, dude. Like that dude's a perfect platoon player. You could platoon in with like Andy Ibanez, Zach McKinstry, Matt Verling. Like I think that this team has a lot of depth. Like they don't have a lot of great players outside of like Riley Green and maybe Torkelson and Parker Meadows as well, but they do have a lot of depth, if that makes any sense. Like they just have a lot of guys that can play. Maybe not every day, but they got a lot of guys that can play. But the big thing is, I think this rotation might be the best in this division. I think Tyreek Skubal is a dark horse for AL Cy Young this year. I really like that kid. You get Casey Mize back. If Casey Mize is even half of what he's supposed to be, that's a plus. Another year of Matt Manning. He's really young. He's coming up. Kenta Maeda, I think, is a sneaky good signing. You're not paying him a ton of money. He's got good stuff. He's just got to stay healthy. Jack Flaherty, whatever. Reese Olson, he's a really good young guy too. He looked really good last year. So I'm interested in this team, man. There's no fucking way they can have Alex Lang close though. That just can't happen, bro. That dude has stuff, but my God, that dude cannot fucking find the strike zone sometimes, bro. So they got to figure that shit out. I do like the Shelby Miller signing, another good signing in the bullpen. So I'm interested in this team, bro. I like this team. I think they win the division, to be honest. I definitely like the over 78.5. That's gonna be my best bet in this division.
78 is I mean, you can only find that at one book though. The rest are all 80s.
I'll take over 80. This team's gonna win 88 to 90 games.
Yeah. FanDuel has it at 78, but everywhere else is 79.5 at FanDuel. But then you've got 80.5 and 81.5 at what is it? Caesars, Hard Rock, MGM. I don't know what this one is. But yeah. So, but I agreed still.
So we're all over on the Tigers.
Yeah. Jace was drafted in 2022.
Yeah, but he's 23.
Yeah. Agreed. Yeah. Texas Tech.
Yep. All right, let's move over to the last team, the favorites in the division, the Minnesota Twinkies. Their win total is anywhere from 86.5 to 87.5. Obviously, they won the division last year. They were by far and away the best team in the division. What do you guys think about the Twins this season?
They got a hell of a number 5 pitcher.
Who's that?
Jace Golfini.
Oh.
I mean, there's just a lot of question marks in this on this team. Can Buxton have a decent season? I mean, we haven't seen it in the last 2 years.
Yeah, but they won the division. He barely played last year.
Yeah.
So if he actually bounces back, I mean, that's scary, dude.
Yeah.
Because they have one of the best players in the AL on this. 2 of them actually on this roster.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's a big question of, can they produce? Can Correa? Can Royce Lewis produce? Can Julian?
I don't think you should be questioning if
her...
Royce Lewis can produce, Ben, because we've seen that he can. I think the biggest question on Royce Lewis is, can he stay healthy?
Yeah. Edward Julian, can he rise up to the level that they were talking about when he was drafted? Kirilloff's a question.
Damn, Ben, you got a lot of questions on every team.
Well, it's these 2 divisions, bro. These 2 divisions are historically the worst divisions in baseball.
So,
and because we have so many injuries every single year from these 2 divisions.
Well, the one thing, like Eduardo Julian, I mean, that kid played a hell of a year last year. And they traded Polanco because they believe Julian is their everyday second baseman. So, like, the Twins, Ben, in my opinion, have the least questions. It's really a matter of their starting rotation, because obviously you lose Sonny Gray, who he was phenomenal last year. They had probably the best 1-2-3 punch with Lopez, Ryan, and Sonny Gray. Now you only have Lopez and Ryan, and then the back end of your rotation is very, very questionable. And even Joe Ryan at times was questionable last year. But I mean, he had a really good, that postseason start was actually really good until he got to the second time through the lineup. Then it wasn't that good. But
they lost Kenta Maeda too.
Yeah, and you lose Maeda. So I think that's the biggest question mark. Their offense is, in my opinion, like, if Buxton is if he's half of what he once was, dude, that's only beneficial for this team, bro.
Yeah, but again, that's why I have so many questions on this team. Is, can they produce?
Who? They produced every time. Max Kepler.
Yeah, but can they continue to do that?
But I mean, Ben, you're talking about guys that have produced for multiple years. This team led the league in home runs 2 years ago. And you're talking about, can they produce? bro.
Yeah,
This team
I'm
can
worried about
produce.
Vasquez. I'm worried about Santana. I'm worried
Dude,
about
Vasquez
Julian.
is a backup catcher. He's barely gonna play.
He's splitting time between Jeffers.
I doubt there's no fucking way he splits time, bro. That dude, he was dog shit last year.
They have been splitting time with Jeffers.
But they got, dude, Matt Wallner was really good last year. He was a rookie. This is his second
Yeah.
year.
Can he come back and do it again?
Alex Kirilloff was really good. Max Kepler had the third best WRC plus the second half of last year.
Oh.
Biggest question mark for Kepler is can he stay healthy for a full season?
Yeah, and you've said that 3 times now with Kepler, Correa, and Lewis.
Well, health, yeah. So health is a question, but it's not production. They produce when they're healthy. It's can they stay healthy? But again, like that's you can say that for a lot of teams. The problem is these guys have a history of not being able to play a full season.
There we go. That's a question.
Well, yeah, but
Can they do it again?
producing isn't the question because they produce every
You
time. they're
can't
on the
produce
field.
when you're not in the lineup.
Sure, but they do. So I don't know why you would quite because if you're gonna go into every team and be like, can they produce? Like you could say that about every fucking team. Just like you could say, are they gonna stay healthy? But the thing is like this team historically, a lot of these guys have shown that they can't stay healthy. They've shown they can produce, so I don't know why production would be a question. Now health is a different issue. Like, yeah, can they stay healthy? That's a big question. That is something to definitely be worried about. As far as like production, you got the starting rotation, guys like Chris Paddock and Anthony DeScalfini. I mean, these guys haven't produced. They haven't produced consistently in their career, so that's definitely a good question. What do you think about this team, Irv?
The Twins are good. If they would have just finished a couple of games last year, they could have been in the ALCS.
Should have won the
But
World
like
Series.
you said, losing what's the name is gonna hurt because they don't have that 1-2-3 punch anymore. What's his name? You just said his fucking name. I can't think of it.
Who, Gray?
They lost Kendall Maeda. They lost him.
They also lost
Well, what they
Pagan in the bullpen.
Yeah, they lost a couple bullpen arms too, but they still got Duran. I don't know, man. It's gonna be hard. I can see the Tigers beating them out, but if that pitching staff could hold up and that offense stays healthy, they are the best team in this division. But
I don't got shit, bro.
I can see the Tigers winning too, though. But I would lean the Twins as of right now.
I can't play over on the Twins, dude, just because.
Yeah, I'm not playing the over. I think they'll win. I think they win the division. I would lean the under because they lost the pitcher that they lost that's a big loss, and they didn't replace him.
Yeah, and I definitely think like their lineup is probably the best in not probably it is with Royce Lewis and Max Kepler. Like they're two of the best players in this division. They happen to be on the same team. I just like this team. You can't say they got better for sure. They got because they lost a lot more than they gained. And their win total is exactly the same. Like to me, it's under or pass for me.
Yeah, the division got better, so
Yeah.
yeah, I would lean the under.
They are?
What do you think, Ben?
Yep. Oh, I'm under. I don't think you're gonna see a full season out of a lot of these guys, and when you're not in the lineup, you don't produce. So
Yep. I
They
agree.
behind as fuck.
All right, let's get to our best bets for these divisions here.
Here we go.
So Ben, kick us off.
division winners, I will go Reds and
Oh, shit.
No, your best bets for these.
Oh, my best bets for the
Yeah.
year. So Reds over 80.5,
All right.
and then Detroit over 79.5.
That's a bitch.
All right. Irv.
Ben took both of mine, so I'll take the under on the White Sox.
Under 63 and a half, huh?
Under 60?
Under 63 and a half.
Yeah, it probably go under. I'll take that as the best bet, and I like the over for the Tigers.
Over 79 and a half or 80 and a half.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm going under 85 and a half for the Chicago Cubs. And then I'm also going to take Reds to win the NL Central plus 430 as my best bets.
What's like Pirates over 74?
Yeah, I like the Pirates over 74 as well. I really like Detroit and the Reds over as well.
Yeah, I'd say Reds and Detroit are my favorites, but then I'd go Pirates and Cleveland overs as my seconds.
Maybe I plugged into.
It's gonna
I
be,
like that Cleveland over too.
yeah. I definitely think the Twins take a step back just because they can't stay healthy.
And that second half of the rotation is sus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very. All right, thank you everybody for joining us. We will be back on Sunday night to recap the week and talk about anything that's coming up, any news, notes, etc., etc. So we'll be back Sunday night. Make sure to download the Sharps app, SHARPZ, straight to your mobile device. Use promo code JORD517. Free to download, free to track your bets. Become a better Sharps app. That being said, you can follow us on Twitter at taproom_sports. You can follow Irv at SwerveandIrvinTSP. Follow myself at JordanRulesTSP. You can follow us on Instagram at Taproom Sports Podcast. If you missed any part of the show, you could download it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, wherever you get your podcast fix. Get it there. Amazon, everywhere. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. Have a very blessed Wednesday. Let's go.
Peace.